Hello, everybody. This is EEPMON, and you're tuning in to the late night channel Eps episode 11. And today, I thought I would do a bit of a show and tell. And this show and tell is about my recent mural that is currently installed right across from the Ottawa Art Gallery and is in fact installed at Les Suites Hotel Ottawa's parking lots facade. So, what used to be a brick wall, this massive brick wall of vents, is now been activated with my um, art piece titled Chaos Bloom Tidal Wave. So, I thought that I would give a bit of show and tell how sort of my thinking process, just a bit of behind the scenes, and I have a bit of a sort of like a PowerPoint presentation PDF deck that I want to show you, just to get to see how it's all put together as a proposal. So why don't I get started right now? Let's see if this works. Aha, there we go. So I'll just move over here. So this is it. And basically, sorry about that. Of course, for those who are curious about how I do proposals or PowerPoint presentations, this is usually standard procedure with a title page, EEPMON logo, digital artist, my name, website, and some a bit of a little bit of disclaimer without the permission of EEPMON. But since the project's finished, I think it's fine to do a show and tell now. So, and what I do is, of course, it depends on what the client requires, but an artist statement is usually necessary to sort of give some background about what this artwork is about, sort of like the why it's how does it relate to my artistic practice, why I feel that this is impactful for this activation. And here's the wall. This was the wall, the Suites Hotel Ottawa. And yeah, it's a plain brick wall. Has been there since, I don't know, forever. And literally, this was my sketch. Like, it's like, lit on a sketchbook and or line paper or whatever, and then sort of capturing, sort of like, okay, uh, some floral work and some clouds and a moon, and there you go. But very, very rough, very, very rough. And then I proceed to talk about the elements. So the elements are like, um, basically, the sakura blossom assets, the clouds, and the type of waves I want to use in conjunction. Very simple. So this is a public art mural. Don't forget. So when you're doing a public art mural, one needs to be mindful that you do not want to have too much activity, and especially it depends on the area in which the mural is going to be activated. Just so happens that the location of this mural does have a high traffic, because a lot of cars are coming into downtown passes by this location, and sometimes definitely during peak hours, or during like traffic jam, they want to go back home, and this area is sometimes, unfortunately, a bit back to back, because it's also an access to get onto the highway. So you do, for me, in my mind, okay, I've given a theme. The client, which is Massive Art. It basically, Massive Art was the agency that was engaged in, and the Ottawa Art Gallery was um, giving the sort of the uh, the backbone of like sort of what they're feeling that they want to activate. So like it's sort of the theme, they provide the theme and a bit of that direction. So based on these conversations and concept and mood boards, they provide like kind of a mood board for me to take a look. I immediately figured out like, okay, I think I know what they want, and I decided to go with this approach. And then this is the artwork that I came up with. And I want to tell you that my process, I'm a vector artist. I do digital art, but I love vector. I like vector because it is a type of digital art format where you could scale. You know how you would scale an image sometimes, it gets all pixelated? With vector art, there's no such thing as pixelation, because everything is based on mathematics, based on curves and Bezier curves and all that. So you get sizing as big as you want, and in theory, well, actually not in theory, it's factual that you can have it as big as you want, as as tall as a building, and you will not lose quality whatsoever. So it's a very powerful medium. And I'm using some software that uses graphical software that uses vector. So for example, Adobe Illustrator uses this. Of course, Photoshop is more on, of course, the raster side of things, but they do have some elements that are very basic vector drawing tools. But Adobe Illustrator is definitely a little bit of a different beast from Photoshop. But I do feel that once you understand and the whole concept of vector, the whole concept about paths and Bezier curves, the pen tool, then the world's your oyster. Like really, like you can, if you can master that and understand the layers and all this kind of thing, then then anything is possible with vector. I love vector. I just love vector. I love SVG, stands for scalable vector graphics. Anyway, I'm digressing again, but I want to continue on here. So this was concept one. Concept two is without the moon. We were having this conversation. Do we want to have? If we were to have with the moon, we would. This is a Photoshop concept here. This is like just add on to this. But then the idea is that we want to have the moon. That we have to be exactly where the upper right hand vent was. And then we were debating whether or not, like, is it possible to have this particular vent? All the vents we cannot touch, but can we make an exception for this vent to be part of the moon? Here's another version without the moon. I personally, myself and my, just the feedback I got, they want to do the moon. But it was, at the end of the day, it was sort of like, okay, is it, would that add more time and more complications to the installation process? Fortunately, we did able to do the moon, so we got the okay and green light. So proposal one, here's what it looks like from one side. You see the moon down here. Proposal two, again, without the moon, and there's no moon on the upper right hand side. And then a little bit of a blurb about who I am, what I do. Also provide a short bio for the profiling. We're going to be do an official launch at the end of June, I believe, in timing with the Ottawa Art Gallery AGM. So it's good to provide, as an artist, it's good to provide a long form biography as well as a short form. And a bit of thank you, and just for fun, like just me running. I was in Japan, just like running on this sort of platform. But yeah, I thought I'd share this. I thought it just kind of gives you some concepts. Nothing too complicated. I don't like, for my presentations, I hardly ever use a lot of words in my slides because I'm talking while I'm showing my slides. If I do any sort of bullet points, it's like maximum 5 bullet points, maximum. But usually I do 3. 5 is stretching it. But the thing is, like, when you do a presentation, you don't want to have so much gobbledygook of text that people are not going to remember that, okay? Visual language is key for presentation material. So there it is. That was the sort of concept, and I will go next. I will show you what it looks like in real life. If I could, does this work? Can you see that? Oh, that's so cool. And I can make this high. Still learning this video application. I can here. There we go. So that's what it looks like. And maybe I can just move it in here. There we go. This is what, and it pretty much to the point. We made sure that the artwork that I created was in fact to spec of this mural size. So we had to ensure there are many, like again, like I love process. I think process is part of the art. Especially doing a mural activation like this, we had to make sure that we got the specs to a T. Okay, everything had to be precise. And again, what expedited the creation process was, as I mentioned, that I'm a vector artist. I loved using vector. So I do not the very idea of like worrying about pixelation or loss of quality, if you enlarge it or you shift something and you make it smaller, it goes out. I don't even have to worry about that. So that's a huge weight off my shoulder, and all I need to worry about is sort of making sure that the work is to spec to the wall, and which really helped to streamline the artistic mural creation process. So there it is. It looks pretty, and it's there right now. If you go down where the auto art gallery is and go to the other side of the entrance, you will see this piece. There's still I think we have to also install the plaque, the information plaque, which I believe will be on the bottom between the two parking garage of the Le Suites in the middle. But yeah, it was creating the artwork is one thing. But there's so many moving parts, and you have to be, let's face it. I know artists. We artists tend to really internalize our creation and really not, communicate much into the world. But when you're working on something like this, a public art piece, communication is already half the battle. You need to be communicate. You don't need to be a fantastic or great communicator, but for an activation like this, when there's so many institutions and organizations, and when the city's involved, you better show up. That's what I'm saying. But it was great. It was a great project. We learned so much from this experience, and the response, honestly, truthfully, the response from the public has been a resounding positive success. Like everyone loves it, and I felt really, really happy that it is that people like this piece a lot. Because at the end of the day, I can create anything I want. That's that I like, or whatever. But also part of the challenge with public art, let's face it, folks, is that look, we need to find the right ingredients and spectrum so to ensure that it can also be engaging the community in an impactful and in a positive way. So yeah, I'm very happy with this, and I felt that this is part of my Chaos Bloom series. So I'm saying so a lot. I feel that this is a great like a new piece to continue the Chaos Bloom lineage. So yeah, I thought that give you a little bit of a show and tell. And I should actually, let me pause it because I want to show you a bit of the file itself. So one moment. Okay, here we go. This is the file. This is, again, a vector. So I'm just zooming in. Look at this. I'm zooming in. And you can see there's actually like, you know, there you don't see any degradation quality whatsoever, right? Look at this. This is the piece. And yes, there is, people are curious about the layers. Check out the layers on this thing. Look at that. Whoa, it is crazy. I should name my layers better. I have this layer, it's called good. What is that? Um, but yeah, you can see that because it's also vector. You'll notice that when you're selecting these assets, see, they're all curves. They're all like they're all Bezier curves. They're all paths. So it's not pixels as we know it. We can move things around, change this, like, you know, orientation in each point. So as you can see, it's a different beast than just, you know, painting pixels with brushes. These are all shapes. These are like shapes. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, I just locked it all. My bad. I didn't mean to lock it all. So this here, you know, look at that. You do this. You could take it out. You could change the color. I could do all pink, purple. So yeah, very, very powerful. Look, I zoom in, zoom out. You can see it. Can you still see it? You can see it. And another thing is that printers, when you want to print these things large, they love this type of file format. They love .ai, .eps, .svg. These are it's like hand in glove. They're like, you have vector for me? I will print this at the most ultimate file, like the highest quality printout. It's like, thank you for providing me this amazing high quality file. I go, you're welcome. So yeah, this is the background, right? Look at this background. So you could go down here. It's the very end. This is the background. So you can move the background. But you know, you could have fun with it. I could change the background to a background gradient. You know, rotate it 90 degrees. Different beast. This program is it's crazy. You know, I could change that. Look at that. Look at that. Whoa, maybe it would have been a mural with a blue background gradient. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? So you can see why I love vectors so much. It's all mathematics. It's all data. It's like, well, I mean, everything's data, but the way that this is constructed completely different than just, you know, painting pixels with Photoshop. Oh, that's something else. I'll talk about that later. So yeah, I hope you enjoy my little show and tell. This is the first time using this application, switching stuff, so it's a little bit wonky. So I apologize. And I think I went really overboard, and I might have, like, you know, talked too much. So I'm getting used to this, folks. You know, this recording and all that. I'll get better and better at it. So I apologize. I'm repeating a lot of stupid stuff. So you could just like skip and go to where you need to go. Hope you have a great day, a great evening, a great afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is the channel, late night channel Eps. Any questions you have, want to leave a comment, let me know. And yeah, until next time, I will chat with you tomorrow. Bye-bye.